Hello, I am Certified Moth. Thank you for stopping into my video, and today I'm going to be doing another sketchbook tour. Although it is technically 3 sketchbooks, because I felt like each of them wasn't really big enough to be called its own sketchbook, so I just did them all together. And they all came together, so it felt right. And I was working on these from, October 22nd to December 31st of 2023. So each of these took about 1 month, which I think is fair. These are the John Darien notebooks, the color studies ones. And I liked them, they were okay. They were good for pen and pencil, not so great for anything water-based, did bleed a lot, but they weren't terrible. I don't know if I would buy them again, but that's just because I like to have more freedom in what materials I use. But anyways, I'll get on with it. So, just a warning, I really hate the first drawing in the sketchbook. My first pages are always kind of, I'm not in frame. My first pages are always kind of meh, in my opinion. I don't have the fear of the first page that I know some people do, but it's still kind of hard to do, well. So I enjoy doing the first pages, they just don't turn out well. And also, I was in a sort of in-between with my style where it was sort of changing, and I couldn't quite figure out what it was. But I redrew the face way too big, but I like it better than the old one at least. It's not my favorite. I redrew this image for the first page of each of these sketchbooks, and it definitely got a lot better, so stick around to see the rest of those because I promise they are getting better. So strong start. I can't show that on YouTube. I actually don't normally draw that sort of thing, but I had this drawing originally and I hated it. This is so gross. So anyways, I decided, I'm gonna get these out of the way actually. I drew this to put over top of it, which is just, I like the drawing. It's a really good drawing for what I can do, but I can't show it anywhere. Anyways, then I was sitting in the library. I was probably having to work on an essay or something. I think I was probably procrastinating. So I was drawing people I could see. I did this a couple of times, I think later on in the sketchbooks, and it was definitely a lot better than this. My art is always at its worst at the beginning of a sketchbook. I drew these in my art history class. So, this is my character, Amaris. I love him. And then that's me because my ceramics didn't get fired and I really needed to glaze them because it was my final project. So I was kind of disappointed that they did not get fired. And yeah, Amaris is the after going nonverbal at the function character. I remember I drew this the first or second day after it had snowed in my city. There's no snow on the ground right now. It's making me really depressed. I really hope it snows again. But anyways, it was October 24th and I went out and I bought a Christmas sweater thing to wear. And so I drew myself in my special Christmas boy sweater with a bunch of Christmas stickers. I drew, obviously they're not real stickers, but just a drawing stuck on top of covering up the Halloween thing, if that makes sense. I don't know. I'm the weird kind of person who really likes Christmas and is not the biggest fan of Halloween. I know a lot of artists love Halloween. I'm not like that, I don't know. I also don't want to show these ones. They were really bad anatomy drawings from my head, so I covered it up with this sticky note of a really simplified persona. Kind of cringe, not gonna lie. This was planning for a piece I did for my painting class. It was a collaging piece. It wasn't my favorite. I tried. I like the sketches a lot better than the final. This was some of the leftover paper from the collaging that I drew on with some Sharpie. Oh, that stuck on there. Okay, and some plastic wrapping paper. Ooh. That's nice. Okay, that's wrecked. Okay. That's fine. Yeah, it kind of gets more wrecked every time I try to look at it. I was just putting leftover stuff in there so I didn't have to throw it out. I went to the Contemporary Calgary Museum. Really fun. They had this one really cool exhibit where one of the things was this massive claw machine that you would get to run yourself and you get to stack shapes. It was so much fun. And then this was just some building downtown in my city. Anyways, these are my characters, Amaris and Teva. I love them. They're my guys. I don't think they were supposed to be naked in this. I think I just didn't draw clothes. They were supposed to be naked in this, because I actually bothered drawing Amaris's shoulder blades? Yes, his shoulder blades and his spine. But I think I just forgot to draw clothes for that. I was trying to draw them kissing because silly. I don't know how to draw kisses, so I thought I might learn. Then I went through a phase where I was really into Procos. Is that just what they're called? Proco anatomy tutorials. So that's like I was doing them one after one after one, which is not really the ideal to do them ideal way to do them, because they're kind of like a class thing where you're supposed to absorb them and do homework and stuff. And I was just like sitting there for hours doing lesson after lesson and not really absorbing much. But for a while it was really helpful until I forgot all of it. But yeah, like the spine, the pelvis bone, then I added in some rib cages on top of the pelvis bone. Yeah, rib cages. It was fun, it was interesting. I just didn't really absorb it as well as I should have. More rib cages, adding some muscles on top of it, and the shoulder blades. Then I was doing some anatomy studies, but putting the shoulder blades, the rib cage, and the pelvis underneath the forms. I'm only censoring them because they're so early on in the sketchbook tour. I have some later ones that are uncensored because I don't believe in censoring artistic nudity. I think it's dumb. This was some scripting for a video I was doing. I think this was my week in the life of an art student video. Yeah. More anatomy studies, more placing rib cages and pelvises underneath a form. More of that, but then also putting some muscles in. Pretty cool. I've completely forgotten all this information. I have not been drawing like this since this. Okay, and I think this is the point where I stopped censoring stuff. So yeah, more muscles but on a woman's chest. Pretty cool. Like the way that the Proco anatomy things are drawn is it's goals. Like look at that. That was copied off of how Proco did it. And just the lines and the movement, it's so good, and I wish I could do it. Maybe someday. I also really love like the flow of the arm and just everything about it. I wish I could draw like that. This was more stuff directly copied from Proco. Like they had these videos where you could draw along with it and copy the lines. Just the way they draw stuff is like the way he draws stuff is so good. More Proco stuff. I don't know if all these were Proco or if some of them were mine. This one is definitely Proco. This one was like the same reference he was using, but I shaded it more in my style rather than his. More anatomy studies. This one was definitely Proco. Probably this one. Probably most of these, honestly. But yeah, these are definitely some of my favorite anatomy studies I've ever done because I was studying someone else's style. And I don't know, just this stuff. I know I've said it so many times, but the style they have is so good. I was rewatching Psyche K. I actually don't think I got all the way through it, but I love that show. It's one of the few like comedy animes that I can actually find funny, especially the dub. More Proco anatomy stuff. Around this point I gave up on it. Oh, also I tried to do watercolor and it just messed up the paper, and yeah. I don't know who this character is because I never drew her again. I don't know. I do like her though. Like, I like the really angular shape of the body. Pretty fun. Amar is drawn in this really weird style that I don't like, and it doesn't look like him. That's my persona. That's some sort of muscle thing. I think that's the back. Yeah, I think that's back muscles. That's me if I had a cool helmet. Someday I will have a cool helmet. More anatomy stuff from Proco. More back muscles. This character, I forgot their name. I don't know, I love them. They look like a little prick. Also, they have no eyebrows, and I think that's funny. More Amaris and Taba. That's cute. I mean, the face in this one's kind of weirdly slanted, but it's a cute page. This is a t-shirt I want to make so badly, one that says post-ironic for Fujoshi. I think that'd be funny. And then that's my persona. I keep saying persona when I need to say fur. That's my character Indigo. He's a gardener. I love him. More Amaris. Trying to find out a new outfit for him because I hated his old one. I was playing around with some sort of like dip pen, calligraphy pen or something. It's okay, I like this drawing, but then somehow paint got all over the page, which was kind of annoying. This paint got all over the page. I was drawing with a white gel pen here. I only like this one. More outfit design for Amaris using a rainbow pencil. I really love this pencil and the way stuff looks when I draw with it. I was drawing the cereal dispensers and the lamp in my dining hall. And then I was planning for my final painting piece. So mine ended up being sort of like this, but in a vertical format, more like this. There's probably more planning for it later. I'll put a picture of the final if I can find a good one. I hate this page. I was drawing this one during art history and I was so embarrassed. I was like, oh my god, nothing I draw can turn out. And also I was sitting in the front row, so I was showing off all my horrible drawings to everyone behind me and I was so embarrassed. And then I drew this page and I was like, aw, that's pretty cute. I like her. This is my OC, Clara. Yeah, more of her. This was when I started deciding I wanted to redesign my persona. I love this drawing of them. Feeling #normal, that's so real. And then I went to my school's gallery crawl. I wish there'd been more business cards there. There's only this one, but check out this artist at, oh, I don't know how to pronounce that name, Shu Liu. Their Instagram is yay.qiii_. Oh, and there was also this this one piece where you stood in front of a plant and you put on headphones, and there's also headphones on the plant, and it was whispering, like the headphones would whisper plant affirmations at you, and the last one I heard was bugs love you, which I just love that. That's awesome. I drew this one when I was back home for some sort of break. My friends were over and we were watching movies, and I drew this because I was too busy working on all my final projects, or was it midterms? No, that was a final project. I was really busy working on all my final projects, so when I went home, I ended up drawing this all clay and no paint makes Elena a dull girl over and over again, like that from that movie. I can't remember what it's called now, but yeah, I was so tired. I was working on clay stuff for like 5-6 hours a day, and I was really wanting to work on painting stuff, but I was too busy. And I don't hate clay, it's just doing it for a really long time is not my kind of thing. When my friends were over, we watched, well, I can't remember what it's called. It's Dr. Strangelove, or How I Stopped Worrying and Learned to Love the Bomb, I think. Something like that. I love that movie. I watched it for the first time for my social class in high school, and it's a good movie, I like it. It's fun. Then my parents took me to watch Hands That Bind in our theater. It's a movie that was filmed around the spot I grew up in, Alberta, and they just got the Alberta bleakness just right. Like, they must have filmed it at the time of year where everything is just shitty and gray. It was a really good movie. I think it was like a film festival movie, so like not a super coherent plot. I mean, there's a plot, but like, you know what I mean, where it's like very, like, it's not literal, it's very like a lot of symbolism. There's not really an end to a lot of the storylines that it introduces, because a lot of the stuff it introduces are metaphors, not real. But it was really good, I loved it. And I was trying to redraw the main character's face. I drew this one. It still doesn't look quite like him, but whatever. I also forced my friends to watch Falsettos with me. I love Falsettos. That's one of my favorite musicals. And of course, one of their favorite songs was what's it called? March of the Falsettos, obviously, because it's a great song. So I tried to draw it, but I don't know if it worked out. It looks weird. The outfits they wear are weird, so I don't know. This was some character design stuff for, this is like the moon goddess of Amaris and Teva's story. I'm not certain if the goddesses are all gonna have like designs and gonna be characters, or if they're just gonna be more symbols where, you know, they exist in the story, but they're not like actively showing up. But I just was playing around here. And then I designed the sun goddess, who I love. She is so pretty, I love her. And then, what is this? Okay, I was replanning the first page for my next sketchbook and trying to redesign her outfit because this was not doing it for me. No thanks. It's just, I hated that outfit anyways, but the next drawing is not good either, like in the next sketchbook. At some point, I think it might have been during the sketchbook, the Maybe Man album by AJR came out, and I really want to draw more pages with lyrics from them, but I don't know how to without making it corny, because I like their music, but I think it's just hard to draw their lyrics and not make it look corny. I don't know. More Amaris, I love him, he's so cute. Teva, Clara, Lydia, which is a character I literally never drew again. And then the last page is like more design. Did I even introduce this character? This is Seraphina. She's also in Amaris and Teva's story. Yeah, I was redesigning Seraphina. Anyways, that was the first one. So this is the second one. It was November 22nd to December 11th, and I'm realizing each one did not take a month. They all took, like, they were all within the span of 2 months, not 3 months. I was wrong about that. Anyways, I hate this drawing even more than the first one in some ways. The colors are ugly. I don't hate the drawing, but the colors are really ugly. I promise the last one's better. This was more art history doodles. That's my travel mug. I was drawing like the lectures table. And then she looked really bad in this, it did not look like her, so I redrew this one and it sort of looks like her. Like, I know that's who I was trying to draw, but I'm still working on getting the likenesses of faces. More Seraphina because I was still unhappy with her design. Still hate this one too, but whatever. Then this is her design now. Much better, I think. Just fits her more, makes her look more regal because she's like the leader of their country. Don't read that, that's so cringe. That's more Amaris drawings. And I hit 100 subs, yay! That was so exciting. I don't even know how many I'm at now, I should keep track better. I was creating the thumbnail for my first sketchbook video. Pretty fun, I liked filming that one. It's so fun to go and look back at old art. Then that was like the actual line art for it. Oh, here's the more planning of my final painting piece. Pretty cute. I ended up not including all these little guys. It would have been fun, but it just took away from the rest of it, and it didn't really add anything to the theme of it. But I think I had a lot of fun drawing all these, especially that one. I love that one. More notes for doing the voiceover for a video. That was for my clay video. That was my Christmas profile picture. And then I was sort of playing around with redrawing this character called, or her old name in my first sketchbook was Omega. I thought that was cringe. So I changed it to Ordella. And she had like a half and half white and black split. So I wanted to play around with giving her like a, what's the word? Vitiligo. But I know it's not normally half and half, so I'm still playing around with how that would work. I'm sorry if my voice sounds weird in this, by the way. I get really weirdly thirsty when I'm filming, and also I might be getting sick. I drew another little guy. I got this new pen that I like. Then I was drawing my laundry cycle, which is just like my laundry basket's full. I still wait another week to actually do my laundry when the basket is bursting. I wash my clothes finally. Then I have to like put all my sheets on my bed, but I'm too tired to fold my clothes, so it takes me a week to fold my clothes. so that I have a spot to put my dirty clothes, and it's just a never-ending cycle of me being miserable. I also saw this bug in the basement of my dorm building. I didn't know bro was chill like that. I mean, that's so real. He was just chilling. I think these were also art history doodles. I love doodling in art history. Like, maybe I should pay attention more, but I'm not going to. I really love this outfit. I'm a big fan of skirts and jeans. I think this is a really good drawing. I love the way this one turned out. And the rest are whatever, they're okay. I was listening to Buy the Stars by Marina. I love that song. I don't think it used to be on Spotify, so I was so happy when I checked and it was. But it's kind of a Mariscore, right? Like, why am I saying right? I've never talked about him or his personality or his story on my channel, but it's a Mariscore, I promise. That's me. I wrote Sleeper Agent because my hair was really messy after sleeping, and instead of being, I think I meant to write Sleepy Agent, not Sleeper Agent. I don't know. Either way, it's still like, it's not that funny. Whatever. The Spotify Wrapped came out. I consider myself a professional Spotify listener. I had almost 80,000 minutes. Actually, not my highest numbers, but whatever. If you actually care about my top artists or songs, you can read them if you want to. My top genre was POV indie, which made me mad. I ended up finding out that that's just like self-made indie artists who don't have like a label, I think. I don't really know, but I still think it's dumb. I would have just rather it said indie. This is some more art history doodles. I actually drew this before art history. It was referenced off Pinterest. This was a pendant from the Baroque era, which was this really cute like lizard. It was so cute. I loved it. I like the Baroque era quite a lot. Then two Teva drawings that, I didn't like them. More Teva. I think I ended up changing his hair at some point. I don't know. I haven't drawn him in way too long. More faces referenced off Pinterest. This was a character that I spent quite a lot of time designing, and then I just haven't done anything with her since. Whoops. Whatever. Maybe I'll bring her back. She's kind of cute. What was her name? Did I write it down? Did I even come up with one? Anyways, I don't know. I think she's cute. She was meant to be a part of Amaris and Teva's universe. I like her. She is cute. Yeah, more of her. I actually like her a lot. I need to bring her back. I love her hair and her face. I've come up with name ideas for like the goddesses of this world. I don't think there's gonna be a fire goddess because there's a sun goddess. Hard to say. More Amaris and Teva. I was getting sort of back into playing Animal Crossing a bit. Mary moved on to my island. I think she's really cute, so I was trying to draw her like a human design. Hated that, so I drew it again, but I didn't line it, so okay. That's my character, at least in one of the outfits I was wearing that day. Planning the thumbnail for my studio vlog for the clay video. I actually kind of like the way that thumbnail turned out. It's not my favorite. My thumbnails always look bad, but it wasn't terrible. There's more of that character. I love her so much. She's so cute. Like, I don't know. Why did I stop drawing her? She's fun. Fun and funky. Fish page. I was doing some fish studies, so these were just from Pinterest. That's me fishing. That's fish kiss. That's me kissing a fish. Pretty fun. Actually, I would never let a fish get close to my face. I hate fish. There's another one. These are all like fancy goldfish, I think. Except I don't know if that one was. Maybe. I was drawing Balaam from, I'm gonna mispronounce this name, Maramashita Irmakun. I actually haven't watched the newer seasons of it, but I've read quite a bit of them. I like it. It's a good anime and manga from like what I've seen of the anime at least. I have this round canvas. I was planning something for it. I haven't really done much work on it. Then I did this. Not my favorite. Some of the colors are off. Like I think I needed some more warmth in the foreground. But I'm kind of limited in my Ohuhu markers because I don't have the most different kinds. and all the ones I have are very, very saturated, so it's hard to make them blend super well with the opposite colors. I'm gonna be honest, I'm not feeling super confident with how this video is going. I might have to refilm it because I don't know how well my voiceover is right now. That's like a drawing of what I remember my childhood bedroom looking like when you were laying on the bed looking up. This was a postcard that I got when I finished my art history class. One of the professors that we had for that, he brought in a bunch of, well, all of them brought in like gifts we got at the end of the semester, which was kind of surprising because it's like every single first year has art history. So it was like at least 300 people, but they brought enough for all of us, and I ended up taking this postcard. It's from William Kentridge. It's a still from History of the Main Complaint, made in 1996, which is like a DVD projection with sound. Pretty cool. I thought it looked neat. That's my persona as a calico. It's actually more like an Asian fishing cat, but whatever. Some figure studies just to finish off the sketchbook. Whenever I get tired of the sketchbook, I just do a whole bunch of figure studies until it's gone and done, because they go by fast. None of these are particularly stand out in any way. They're whatever. Then I was doing some animal studies, so these were like 30-second ones. I've never really done animal studies, so it's questionable. Has this been out of frame? I hope not. Some 1-minute ones. 3-minute, 10-minute. I don't know how I took 10 minutes doing this. It's okay. 3 minutes. These ones are all my favorites. I love this little goat. Some 2-minute ones. I also don't hate these ones. I was sort of getting the hang of it. Then I decided I was done with that. I was listening to Letter to My 13-Year-Old Self by Laufey. I actually don't know how to pronounce her name. I like it. It's actually, some parts of it I don't relate the most to, but it's still a good song. The overall emotion I like. Then I was listening to My Love Is Mine All Mine. That's not the title, by Mitski. I don't know. And I drew an Amaris and Teva because they're cute. But I don't quite have the right colors for Amaris's skin and hair or for Teva. I might have them in my Copics, but those are all at home. Then I was drawing Clara from Maramashita Irmakun, and I got this chocolate bar that matched the color of her, so I put it in here. Then I went out on a little walk, drew the city. You can't really tell what's going on here. This one is like the skyline from this hill I was sitting on. You can't really tell. And this one is like one of the parks downtown. It's got all these beams and stuff. Again, these were just like fast little couple-minute doodles, just for the sake of it. But this right here, this is my favorite spread from the whole sketchbook. I love it. So these are the benches I was sitting across from at the train station. This guy was sitting inside of one of the little shelters, and I thought it was kind of funny. He was smoking like directly in front of the no smoking sign. I really also like the looseness of it, but it still gets across what he looks like. This one is my absolute favorite. She was sitting in front of me on the train talking on her phone, and I drew this in just like a couple minutes somehow, but it turned out so good. Oh my gosh, I love this one. Then I was drawing people's feet and legs. I kept meaning to draw more of them, but then they would get up or leave, so I wouldn't be able to. I drew a tree, some trees, and a bench. This character, I don't know if she's a real character or if I just made her up. Then I was like, what if my characters had facial hair? So I determined that as soon as you give Amaris any sort of facial hair growth, he immediately experiences twink death. But then Teva, he looks kind of fine with it. Not the best. He kind of looks like a baby with a beard, which is why I wrote that, but he doesn't look like Amaris does. Then I just doodled this because I was thinking of a character who was like the opposite of an empath, who could like project their emotions on other people, but like, I don't know, I personally feel emotions like really deeply and intensely, but I don't show it. So it's like, what if a character could, like me, could project all these emotions onto everyone, and then everyone was like, oh my god, what? And then this one was like listening to their favorite song and projecting the emotions they were feeling, and this person like trying not to scream. I don't know, I think it's kind of funny, a fun idea. This is where I changed Amaris's hair, not Amaris, Teva's, into like this sort of flip over. I gave all my characters bangs, which is kind of a problem. I think I like this better though, he's cute. At this point, I determined that all the characters in my story need to like touch their little, well, it's called like a goddess's tear because they're all these teardrop shaped gems, which is how to make their powers work. But anyways, I determined that they needed to touch them to make it work, and then they would like flash with light. I think that's cute. I really like this page. A lot of fun. Foot studies. Yeah. Sorry if you don't like feet. And then some Teva. And that's me. My friend took me to my city has like my city's zoo has these Christmas lights they put up every year around the zoo. So my friend took me to that, and I had this hat that was really, really cheap, so it just stand up straight in a point instead of falling over like a normal Santa hat. And then some lyrics from So Much Wine by Phoebe Bridgers. That's like one of my favorite Christmas songs. Kind of depressing. Sorry, unrelated, but I've had to cut out so many times of me drinking from my water bottle in this video. I just got up to refill it for the third time. Anyways, this was the third and final one, and wow, look at how much better this drawing is than the other two. Hold on, let me get it for a second. It's like first, second, and then this was somehow the third. I love this one so much more. So this was, this little thing was a Stardew Valley little postcard thing that came with my fan gamer order. It was from ages ago. I don't even remember when I got it, but I decided to stick it in here now. This is a cutout from a quilting magazine my mom has. This was the receipt from, I got a tiramisu bubble tea. Pretty good. I kept meaning to draw things on this page, it just never happened. So it is what it is. This was just a doodle, sort of based off something I think I might have seen on Pinterest, but it was so loosely inspired that I'm not gonna bother hunting it down to find it. These are some characters that I designed right here. This one looks totally different now. They're little demon girls. She is Lisbeth, and her way better and newer design is, oh no, I forgot it, Winifred. I love them. I've worked on them so much in my new sketchbook now. Obsessed. My friend asked me, like I put up a request thing on my Instagram, and the only one who put in a request was my friend, and she asked me to draw object heads, so I did an orange head, fishbowl, and then like a flip phone. Then I was drawing random people at the mall while I was sitting there waiting for my parents to be done Christmas shopping. Then that's my persona. Oh, I have like the weirdest persona in the world because it isn't a real persona. It just has a flat face. It's like how I would draw a human, but add ears and a tail and just put random cat features on it. But that's why I love it so much. I especially love this little doodle. I would also like the pea shirt. Feeling normal person feelings, real. Then my friend's persona is a bunny. So I drew that for them, and then I drew myself as a persona killing a bunny. Then I wrote Imagine Being a Furry because I drew their persona. Then I had to draw us making out to make up for that. This looks weird, the mouths are wrong. Okay, so I have a story for this one. So all of these were sort of furry versions of some of my Animal Crossing villagers. And I posted them on a Discord server, and obviously these aren't the best drawings in the world, like they were very fast little doodles, but I sort of posted it with a caption joking like, oh, I'm learning how to draw furries in case I ever need to draw furry not safe for work to make ends meet. And someone responded and it was like, well, actually, if you want to make it drawing furry NSFW, you should actually be focusing on anatomy fundamentals. And I was like, okay, that seems kind of passive aggressive. And there's like they kind of very obviously doodles, and also I feel like I at least have some pretty good understanding of anatomy outside of fast food doodles. And it just felt very passive aggressive. My feelings were honestly kind of hurt. But it was like also like I feel like I know how to draw bodies pretty well, and I feel like this was pretty obviously me trying to learn how to do animal features, not bodies. It was just a weird response to my art, and it was like really came out of nowhere. Normalized never drawing ever. I hadn't drawn in several days when I did this. It was right around Christmas. So then I had these long fake nails on for Christmas, just for funsies. And this is more Elizabeth. She changes a lot more again later. I love her so much now though. Anyways, my family is Danish. We celebrate Lillelaften, which is just like on December 23rd. We have Ebbelskur, which is like pancake balls, and we have Sud soup, which is like fruit soup with like apricot and stuff, and then you put cream into it. So good. And we had like roast beef and then liver pate on rye bread. Also, my uncle set up this game where you like threw ping pong balls into the hole and you got a prize. And I painted a background for it, which is also in the sketchbook. Then I was working on a puzzle, and one of my little cousins, while I was upstairs, he got going on my Switch. He somehow got my Pokemon game up and running, and he used the Master Ball that I had been saving on a Gyarados. And I was like, dude, I was so sad. I mean, I was never gonna use it, but it's like, you don't use, I don't know, I don't use the Master Ball unless it's for a joke. And I was like, oh, I wasn't even that, like, I don't even care that it's gone. I just care that it's used. I don't know. Then I took one of the Danish flags from one of the foods we had and I stuck it in here. This is the background I drew for that, or painted for that game. Everyone was like super impressed with it, and I was like, it's not my best work by any means, but okay. And these are all like cut up pieces of pictures because I was making a picture calendar for my grandma of all the grandkids, and there was a lot of parts of the pictures I had to cut off. Then here's the other half of that painting I made. It's whatever. This was from that Christmas lights thing, so all this was Christmas lights stuff. So this was just like a donation card where you could put in a code and donate this much money to whatever cause, and they paid for it. And then this was a joke I made when I was at the Christmas lights thing. So everyone was sort of wondering, oh, I wonder if they still have the butterflies in the butterfly room. And without thinking, I was like, no, they actually kill all the butterflies at the end of the season, and it took everyone a couple seconds to realize I have no clue what happens to the butterflies at the end of the season, but for like the rest of the night, that's what we kept talking about. It was funny, I think. I don't know, it's one of those things where it's funny in the moment, and then you try to explain it, and it's like, okay. Then the Christmas tree. This was my hat from New Year's Eve, because I'm the only one who actually wears the crowns you get in Christmas crackers, and I'm like, come on, where's the fun, where's the joy in your life if you can't even wear a Christmas cracker crown? Then I was trying to draw like some Christmas pictures we had done years ago of me and my brother. It doesn't actually look like us, but it's still cute drawings. Then this was a drink that my parents gave me. It was like a raspberry cordial. It was because they went to the East Coast and they went to like the Anne of Green Gables sort of area, so it was an Anne of Green Gables themed raspberry cordial. Then I was doing some face studies. They're whatever. I did some more later on that turned out better, I think. Some hands. I love these ones. They're kind of sketchy, but they're still really good, I think, in my opinion. I got a glass pen, which I was so excited about. I've wanted one for years. Lots of fun. So I did some anatomy studies in that, and then this was a tag. It was, to Elena, love your brother. And I was like, really? You couldn't even write your own name on the present you gave me? Although it was a really nice present. It was like a backpack that's really good for skiing and stuff. And bicycling and hiking. Some more anatomy studies. Some more face studies. I think these were all from Pinterest. I like this one a lot. Like the angle I think is really nice. and I love this one so much. I think it turned out really nicely. This was planning for my Meet the Artist video, which I will link in the iCard because I worked so hard on that video and then it just hasn't gotten attention. And it's like, you know, it is what it is, but it's still kind of disappointing because I think it's one of the videos that is my best. Maybe not the best, but one of them. Anyways, yeah, just doodly pages, nothing really happening on them. That one didn't even get a face. More anatomy studies, more Lisbeth. This is much closer to what she looks like now. I love her. She's so adorable. How many times can I say that? More anatomy studies, more Lisbeth, more anatomy. This is what Winifred looks like more so. She's kind of like ogre inspired. And she's like a medic. She wanted to be a doctor, but she wasn't allowed to be, so she's like an assistant medic. They are best friends and I love them. More anatomy studies, more Winifred. This is when I came up with their names. All these pages were anatomy studies because of this was messing up trying to draw on this page. I thought it'd be uncomfortable, so I just went through and did a whole bunch of anatomy studies really fast. Then there's some baby Winifred. She's so cute. I love all my OCs. They're all cute in my eyes. Do I need to keep saying anatomy study? Because that's what all of these are. This is like Winifred's study. Pretty cool. This is more Lisbeth, but she's like wearing a crown, all cool. And her hair is not fluffy, it's all like ironed flat. That's me. I keep bringing back this, what is it? Not Festival of Lights. Zoo lights. But anyways, there's a merry-go-round at the zoo, so this is me. I rode on the tiger. Pretty cool. I like this study a lot. This is just, I'm not even gonna justify that by talking about it, it's gross. I went up to dinner with my dad and brother. We were going skiing, and I drew some guys sitting across from us. This was our ski pass. We went to Sunshine for a day, and then we went to Nakiska the other day. Anyway, skiing takes me out. So I have chronic pain, so skiing and me don't mix, but I force it to work. But anyways, I was sitting down on the hill waiting for my brother to get to the lift we were at. Then at the end of the day, I was just done. I sat down on a rock, and there was a bunch of other people who were also just done, so I drew this, and I think this is probably my favorite drawing in the entire sketchbook. I just think this is really good. Like all the cross hatching and everything and all the shading. Then that's the, not the buckle, it's the binding for my skis and then my ski pole. More foot studies, okay? Oh, I drew these little doodles, but I think it'd be fun to do like a full version of all these because they're a lot of fun. Everything hurts and I'm dying. True. Hand studies. More drawing from life. When I was sitting down, because the second day I could barely ski because my legs hurt so much. So a lot of the time I spent just sitting down, drawing and stuff. And this was a reference to actually more of my first day where, like, I don't know why, but I get really stressed out when I start going too fast, but I don't feel stressed out if I'm singing a silly song. So I was singing Plastic Jesus. Pretty funny. But then by the end of the day, the only thing that was keeping me going was just aggressively swearing. It is what it is. More animal studies. I quite like the chicken. Then there's more Lisbeth, and then me and my mom and dad watched We Need to Talk About Kevin. Very good movie, but it made me feel like really sick and gross and awful, but that's what the best movies do. I loved her in it. More face studies. I really like that one. I was sort of redrawing my old character, what's her name? Liesel. I like her. I don't know. I don't know if she's gonna come back or not. More face studies. I really like this page. I like this one a lot. And then my final piece is kind of meh. I was trying to do gouache, but I forgot that not only does this paper not handle water-based materials super well, but also that I can't do small details with gouache. I'm very much a larger scale painter when it comes to this sort of thing, so it didn't turn out very good. But then I did all these like doodles in the background, which is the part I like about it. Like, don't look at the actual drawing, look at all these squiggles. I love it. But anyways, yeah, that was my 17th sketchbook. Pretty exciting. Maybe I should grab my 18th. So yeah, this is my 18th sketchbook. So I was drawing some Lisbeth. She's cute, but like kind of chibi. It's been a while since I've done that. Then some Winifred celebrating the new year. And then that's some Winifred and Lisbeth in pretty dresses. And that's all I'm gonna show for now because this video is long. I should have filmed this in multiple parts because I probably am like incomprehensible by the end of it. Whoops, I didn't realize it was gonna take this long. I'm sorry. Anyways, thank you so much for tuning into this video. If you liked it, consider subscribing. I try to get through sketchbooks pretty fast, so if you like sketchbook content, I plan to make more of it. But anyways, yeah. Thank you so much for watching my video. Bye!